Ay, 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 I just wanna have fun. Come and pick me up, meet me at the spot. Up all night till the sunrise. Pop back cool, get ready for the ride. Don't it feel good? Don't it feel good? Don't it feel? Holy moly, guacamole in my pockets. What a blessing. Got it on me, I got options, real stepper. Check the shoes, get it poppin'. Eating good, feeling good, where my hopping done at. Put it on a plate with some lemonade. That's the way we did it in the old days. Back then, mama said, get up, walk, go play. But you better not come home like this. Street life, we was young racing. Street life, carefree was the best time. Fast forward days, dreaming about the next time. When it's gonna happen again, cause I just wanna have fun. Come and pick me up, meet me at the spot. Up all night till the sunrise. Pop back cool, get ready for the ride. Don't it feel good? Don't it feel good? Don't it feel good? How you feel? Turn it up a notch, pop up clean room. Everyday celebration, take a trip vacation. You deserve a day, you deserve a day off.
Good morning, everybody. Drop a voicemail, 804-592-6160. We want to hear from you this morning. Let's go.
For no regrets, so I tell them, let go. Pull up on me, where we on? We did chillin', where we at the spot, what time? Anytime, let go. Pull up on me, where we on? We did coolin', where we at? The chill spot, what time? Party time. I just wanna have fun. Come and pick me up, meet me at the spot. Up all night till the sunrise. Pop back cool, get ready for the ride. Don't it feel good? Don't it feel good? Don't it feel?
Good morning, everybody. Yes, indeed, it is time for All Rise, and I'm sorry, folks, but I can't do Simply Ravishing today because when you lose 2 or 4, you just can't do it, Francis. It's not allowed.
No, and you are 1,000% right. The Yankees are not simply ravishing right now, so we can't give it to them. Unfortunately,
I can't do it. It takes a lot out of us every morning to play Simply Ravishing. And look, let's be honest here. It's honoring somebody who was simply ravishing. So I just can't. Exactly. I can't put the Yankees in the same realm right now after dropping 2 or 4 to the Oakland Athletics. These are the games you go back on and go, that's why we missed. Or that's why we didn't win the division, because we lost 2 or 4 to the A's.
Exactly. And it's crazy, right? Because a lot of people on the timeline will tell you, just one game, just 2 games, one series.
Hey.
But the point is exactly what you said, right?
Yep.
Later in the year, you look back at those winnable games and it doesn't feel good.
No, not at all. It feels actually rather terrible. But let's see who we got in the chat today. By the way, guys, I believe I fixed my chat, so everybody probably hears me. Nobody's probably even caring about this, but you know me. It's like if it comes to my head, I'm going to talk about it. So on Game Season Live, I had an issue with OBS and bringing over the YouTube chat into OBS. I found out today there's actually an automatic setting where once you go live, the YouTube chat pops up on OBS that I was never using.
Mm-hmm.
So, I was making life way harder on myself instead of just doing this. So things happen for a reason, and now I figured it out very well. So that helps me out. So now I can see everybody's chats, super chats, all that fun stuff. But who do we have in here today? We got my guy Alex. What's going on, my brother Melanie, Chris Hogan, Macho King, the one and only, and I already saw he got a voicemail locked and loaded. FL Diver, what's going on, my guy Joey Bag of Donuts? Over 8. Let me tell you something. That's one of the highlights of my trip to New York for the event. No joke. Joey Bag of Donuts taking that picture. I'm like, I got a tag, and Mario's like, Joey's around him. Like, Joey, like who you talk? Like, Joey who? What Joey? There's 4 million Joeys around here. So I pop the phone up and I see Joey Bag of Donuts takes a picture of Jira taking a picture of me
Of you.
above the thing. So then I poke my head around the corner. I got to let out the Joey Bag of Donuts over here. So that was one of the many great moments of the week for us that we had, especially many great moments as a team, by the way. We had a great time.
Oh, it was phenomenal, bro. It's always a movie when the team gets together, man. And then it's like you said last night. It's like as soon as it's over, it's just like, damn, man, I miss those guys.
I know. The good thing is I'm happy you guys convinced me to come up for the Dodger series, because now it's like, you know what it is? It's like, I don't want to have a period when it's like 4 months of not seeing each other. I hate that. That's too long. It's too long, bro. I'm like, nah, I got to get back with my guys, man. I have to.
It's a fact.
We got no choice. Like, we got to get back. So the good thing is we're going to be doing, of course, I already told you guys this yesterday on Game Season. Ronald Hansley, my brother, I'm going to get you a super chat. I appreciate that. But we got the June series coming up. We're going to come up for the Friday and Saturday game. Then we're going to call the Sunday game together as a team. I believe that's the plan right now.
Yep.
That we're working with. So we're going to do that. I'll be at those games. I feel like, you know, the team basically convinced me, like, yo, everybody's going to be there, Pete, and that's a huge series. I'm like, you know what? I think you're right. I got to make it up for that. We'll get that one done. Then we got the 24-hour stream that we just announced that me, you, Mario, Kevin, Johnny, we got an Airbnb actually in Maryland, and kind of halfway point to everybody besides Johnny, who's on the other side of the planet. So he's the one who has to do a lot of traveling to get there. But he's like, no, sign me up. I'm coming there. I'll be there. Don't worry about it. And we're going to stay up for the 24 hours again. And I don't know what charity we're going to do this for yet, but we will figure all that stuff out and go from there. We also got some fun other little things we might do during that, kind of give you guys the option. We'll talk about that when we get there. But a lot of really good things coming up for NYYU that we're really excited about. But let's go ahead and start with a super chat from our guy, Ronald Hansley Jr. Had a blast with the whole NYYU team at NYYU Day. Can't wait for the next event in September. Smacky the likey, hitty the subby, NYYU to the moon. And Ronald Hansley, I know you have a big part of that Knicks community out there too. We're going to need your help to sell this thing out, man. There's a lot of tickets available, guys. 360 tickets are available. Everybody gets a t-shirt. And Francis, by the way, I did some digging and I looked up these prices for like the regular seating in 107, 108.
Yeah.
They get up there. They could be over $200, a lot of these tickets. Well over 200.
For a Yankees Red Sox series, they're definitely around 200 a pop.
Yeah.
There's a lot of you guys in the chat, you guys go to games, you guys know what we're talking about. But for those who, you know, aren't familiar, a Yankees Red Sox series definitely get upcharged. So the price point that we got plus the t-shirt, you talking, that's a deal.
It is. And I love to be able to know for a fact that it's going to be a deal, because, you know, I want as many people to go as possible. And to be fair, I can honestly sit here with you guys and go, this is a hell of a deal. Like, you're getting a very, very, very good deal here when we get this done. But it's many months away, but we got to talk about it a lot, because I do believe that this is like, you know, I don't want to say to put us on the map, but I think it's like make our stamp on the map. Like, we ain't going nowhere. You sell this thing out, forget about it. Like, NYYU is known by everybody around. Anybody associated with the Yankees are going to know who we are, 100%.
Exactly.
So it's going to be wild.
Yeah, and like you said, we need the full strength. We need the full strength of this community to really make this into a reality. So you guys, y'all do your thing, man. Tell your friends, tell your family, definitely tell your grandmothers, man. We gotta have the grandmas in attendance. It's Yankees Red
Francis
Sox.
is going around to all the retirement homes, by the way, and having these initial conversations about the event. So that's starting early.
It's a fact. It's a fact.
He says it's because the event. That's exactly why he's doing it. It's because the event. I don't know about that, but we'll see. But let's get right into it, as, of course, we want to take a look here first. Yankees and Baltimore right up top, and I think a lot of people predicted that this is likely going to be the scenario this season, is that the Yankees and those birds in Baltimore are going to be battling it out for the American League East. We know what type of team Baltimore is. They're very hot right now. They're 8-2 over their last 10. Yankees 5-5 over their last 10. And look, man, you're not winning divisions when you're losing to teams like the Oakland Athletics. That cannot happen. But I'm still okay with where the Yankees are. I'm not okay with how some of the most recent games have gone. But I would say right now, I'm not worried. I'm not sitting here panicking.
No, it's not. It's nowhere near time to hit any panic buttons. The panic button shouldn't even be on the table at this point.
Agreed. But, you look at the overall team and look, we know what the issues are. The Yankee starting rotation has been good. Yes. It's not like their rotation has been bad. They do not have Garrett Cole. The team is 17-9. Nestor Cortez has gone back-to-back games of 7+ innings. Mm-hmm. Carlos Rodon goes 7 shutout, but guess what? The Yankees lose both of those games. And that's the thing right now that is hurting this club is that yesterday, for an example, I'm calling this game. Francis, you're at the game, unfortunately for you. I said I think it was the worst game of the year, to be honest, just because of the opportunity. Yeah. The Yankees, again, had bases loaded, nobody out in the first inning. They had bases loaded, 1 out. They had first and second, 1 out. They had first and third, 2 outs. Mm-hmm. They never got a run across the board from any of those opportunities. The only one was a solo home run off the bat of Trevino. Mm-hmm. Other than that, I mean, this was one of those games where you want to break something in your house. Like, you just want to jump through the TV because you want to rip your hair out. And then you hear Boone afterwards, and what does he do? Tips his cap to the Oakland pitchers.
Of course.
Same shit. Of course.
He's tipping his cap to the pitchers instead of getting on his team for not being able to, perform in situations where they need to perform. They were 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position last night. 1 for 7. And that one hit didn't result in a run. It just moved the runners over. It was the Verdugo's hit. But 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position is not going to get it done. Even the one run that we got, when you look at it, it was a porch, foul pole job by Trevino. That should have been a 2-run home run if Gleyber Torres doesn't run himself out at first base.
Yep.
That was supposed to be. That would have been a 2-run home run.
Correct. Great point. And then, there's just so much in yesterday's game that you look at. They get off to a blazing hot start. Anthony Volpe with a base hit. Soto with a double. And there you look like, holy shit, this is going to be one of those good games. They're going to score 7 runs. Yep. They're going to win big. It's going to be easy. And Judge does his job. He draws a walk.
Yep.
And then after that, forget about it. I mean, Stanton, strikeout. And then, of course, Rizzo puts the ball on the ground. It's a double play. I mean,
automatic.
It's an automatic double play. I don't care if the infield has to move to his right or his left. If it's not right to him, it doesn't even matter. It's going to be a double play. It's like he runs in mud. I mean, he's just that damn slow. He really is. Yeah. And the Yankees got the problem with a couple of those guys. No knock on Trevino, who's been good. I think he's hitting over 270, so he's done a solid job in 40-something at-bats. But he's another guy, man. There's guys on base. He hits the ball on the ground. That's it. It's a double play. And the Yankees got, I think, now 20. I want to say 29 or 30. I think it's 29 double plays, which I think is second in all of baseball behind Miami.
That's not the kind of team. That's not the company that this offense needs to be in at all. Like when you're giving out stats like that, and our contemporaries are the Miami Marlins, it's not. It's indicative of something going wrong, right? And
facts.
It's early, like you said. So we're not closing the book on this team and this offense by any stretch of the imagination. But I think what we're saying is, it is early, so it's early enough to maybe take some corrective action and get ahead of this before it becomes a really, really big problem.
Right. Correct. No doubt about that. We got a super chat from my brother, Mr. Rod Thompson himself.
Thank you for being a friend.
Let me tell you something. You probably get excited when you hear the Golden Girls theme.
Every time. I mean, I can't tell you just how excited because this is a family program, but
it's a morning show, okay? This is not Simonetti After Dark, all right? Okay. No. Rod Thompson goes, I know this is a difficult answer, but why has the Yankees have struggled so much to hit with runners in scoring position? This has been a decade problem. FYI, we need a hitting catcher. I don't know how to. I'll be honest with you. The Yankees for years now have not had the fastest runners. I think that's one. You look back at even the guys that have departed and have left. they were never really fast runners.
Yeah.
Like that. They don't put the ball in play a ton over the last couple of years. This year they're doing that a little bit more. But I would just leave it up to that. I think they've had a lot of slow runners on this team, a lot of guys who aren't as athletic. We've heard that term, right, by Brian Cashman for years. We need to become more athletic, this and that, and they haven't really done it. This year, you can make an argument they're a little more athletic, but yeah, it's still somewhat of the same issues. And I do think if you have guys that walk, you're going to hit in the more double plays. Exactly. And the Yankees have walked a lot. The on-base percentage is good, even as a team.
Yes.
But that's going to lead to it a little more. But I don't really know any other way to put that.
I think when I look at the struggles that we've had, over the past decade in terms of situational hitting is not just about the physical. It's a situation where that the hitter's mental comes into play a lot too. Yeah. And to me, that's where, a lot of coaching comes into play. Yep. And unfortunately, I'm going to speak on the most recent guy's tenure in Boone. I don't know what his message is, to the team in situations like that. But if I'm just going by what he gives us in those interviews after the game, then that's where that's where I'm pointing the finger. If the team hits as bad as they did last night when they need, situational hitting success, and you're getting in front of cameras and media saying, yeah, we just got to tip our cap to the pitchers. If you're saying that same thing to the hitters, then that's our problem. Because I'm sorry, but if I'm the manager, I'm not going into that clubhouse, last night and saying, hey, listen, guys, keep your head up. We just really need to tip our caps to those pitchers on that other side because they really did their thing. Fuck out of here, bro. It's like, no, now I'm not saying that he did that. I'm saying we can only go off what we get from him in the post game. Right. But his tune and his tenor in the post game seemed like that's the vibe that he was on. Yeah, we just got to tip our caps to those guys. I was at the game. The only guy that I'm tipping my cap to is Mason Miller. We can't touch him.
Facts.
We can't touch him. Okay.
Facts.
I saw the guy warming up. I sent a video to the chat. I was like, well, it's
this
over.
Is it. Yep.
You know what I mean?
I was saying in the fourth inning, I said, well, you better score before the eighth because the ninth comes, this game's over. I don't care what it is.
Listen,
game's over.
Shouts out to Oakland because they're already showing that willingness to, they are very self-aware. They understand that, for them to win games is going to be a little bit difficult. They went to Mason Miller in the eighth inning yesterday.
In the eighth, yeah, like it's a playoff game. That's what I was saying.
They went to Mason Miller in the eighth inning yesterday because they know. Listen, we don't necessarily have the team that's going to blow the barn doors off a lot of guys and a lot of teams and stuff like that. If we have a lead late in the game, I'm going to my best gun, and that's it. He's young. If we're going to bring him in and we're going to try to get this win. That's what we're going to do. So, I'll take my hat off to them for that. But outside of that, I mean, the starter came in with a 7 ERA. What are we talking about?
Yeah, bro. The Alex Wood shit pisses me off.
Come on. What,
everybody.
Wood?
And that's my problem.
That were hittable.
100%. No doubt about it. You're watching that whole thing. You're saying a lot of this shit was hittable. But here's my biggest problem with, like you're talking about with Boone, right? Is I was getting ready to wrap up the post game yesterday, and Jira messaged me and goes, Yes Network got his quotes up. And I said, all right, let me play it and take a listen. He talked about how many men they left on base. Do you know not once he goes, we should have got a run in. We should have got by accident, we should have got a couple of runs in. That's not throwing your team under the bus. I don't understand why people don't get this. But he wouldn't do that to us. Nobody's asking him to do that. Nobody's asking Aaron Boone to go, look, Judge sucks right now. Nobody's asking him for that. But it's quite simple. You can sit there and look at your team and go, folks, media, let's be honest here. We should have put at least 5 or 6 on the board today. We didn't do that. That can't happen. You didn't throw nobody under the bus. That's it.
No, you just were honest and you gave people the truth. Look, I put out a tweet last night that had zero opinion in it. I just put it out so that people could see what it sounds like when you speak with no opinion. You just look at the facts. The Yankees out-hit Oakland 11-6.
Yep, with 3 walks, so 14 men on base.
They left with 14 base runners. Out of the 14 base runners they had, right? They stranded 11 of them.
Mm-hmm.
11 runners left on base. And when they had a runner at second base or closer to home, they were 1 for 7.
Holy shit.
That's not going to get it done. And that,
No,
again,
not at all.
there's no opinion in that. There's no opinion. 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position, 11 men left on base, 11 hits, 14 base runners in total. Those are just the numbers.
Yep.
Those are just the numbers.
Yep.
If you just get in the post game and say, hey, these are the numbers or whatever, and then you say, look, obviously a team of our caliber, kind of offense that we show up to games with, we got to do better than that. That's it. That's it.
Facts.
Respect. And maybe
Facts.
he said that in the clubhouse. But again, just going off of the tenor that we get in the post games and the way that we see him around the players and everything like that, it just doesn't seem like we're getting anything more than what we see on the TV.
Joe with the member chat says, everyone please clear the aisle. Everyone please keep the aisle clear. My God. Anyway, moving on from that.
Anywho,
just to touch on what you said too, and if Boone is talking to these guys after games about this, I almost find it hard to believe because since 2018, this has been an issue. This has been an issue for this club. Yeah. It's like everything is okay. It's like for them, it's like tomorrow's another day. Don't worry about it. It's something we talk about a lot, even in the postseason. We're almost sitting there going, they feel like tomorrow's another day. They don't recognize that if they lose tomorrow, it's over. Like they're done. That's it.
Yeah.
It's like there isn't, and I'll continue to say it. I'll continue to preach it. I just will. There does not seem like accountability and urgency on this team. It's like it doesn't exist. Everybody knows they're safe, and it's not a problem. That's literally what it looks like. It's just like, go out there, play ball. Don't worry. Everybody's all right. Don't worry about it.
There's only ever been a handful of guys that you look at and say for one reason or another, it seems like this guy may have been held accountable here, but a handful of guys in how many years?
That's the problem. That's the problem. Nobody should feel safe all the time. Not on a team like the Yankees, man.
No.
If you got World Series aspirations, nobody should sit there and say, you know what, it's okay that I'm hitting, 186 going into May and I can't even feel my position. But it's all right because I'll be out here every day. It's not a problem. Who's gonna take over for me?
And I gotta tell you, looking just being there in person, Judge, he did get the walk in the first inning, but some of those at bats later in the game, I will say from the day of our event to last night, I did see an improvement.
Yeah.
He didn't look like, the day of our event, I got to be honest with you, he looked overmatched. That was the first day where I said, yeah, I'm starting to become concerned, because before that I wasn't concerned really. I was like, he's going to come around. The day of the event, I was like, he just looks overmatched. Like it's a really scary level of in between that I'm not used to seeing with him at all. Yesterday, it wasn't so much in between. Yesterday, it was almost like pitch selection. Like I didn't know what Judge was looking for yesterday.
Right.
I didn't know what pitch he was trying to do damage with, because he was given a couple and he took them for strikes.
Yes, correct.
But then you're swinging at shit that I don't know what your plan, what you were gonna do with what the plan was. What were you gonna do with that pitch? But you swung at that, and it's just like, So the pitch selection thing, which was a problem for Judge, like really, really early on in his career, but at this stage, it's just not something that we're used to seeing him struggle with. Last night, that was where I put, that's where I put my finger on as the problem with him. It was, I feel like if you made a better choice at what you were, putting swings on, maybe you would have done some damage. But I mean, it's never just one guy. It's never just one guy. The offense as a whole needed to do better. 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position means that there were 6 other guys who had opportunities that failed. 2 of them hit into double plays. There were pop-outs, strikeouts. It's not going to get it done.
Yeah, and that's some of the things that happen when a player's struggling is another thing that I think it comes down to the manager. After Gleyber Torres' performance yesterday, he shouldn't play today. I mean, when you watch that again, Francis, the play at first base when he got picked, he wasn't even paying attention.
No, he wasn't.
The guy's literally just came to a set and he just took off. Yeah. He didn't wait for nothing. He just took off immediately. And we all know this, right? Yeah. With a lefty, you got to be careful because they can lift their foot straight up.
Yeah.
They can lift their foot straight up and just go to first base. They don't have to. As long as that foot doesn't go behind the other leg, what would it be? The right foot doesn't go behind the left leg, he's good. And he took off before the leg was even lifted in the air. He was just off to the point he stopped like, oh, shit, they got me. Bro, nothing happened. What are you doing?
Literally, like he got the hit. He got on base. And I feel like, he was probably just in his head about like, oh, man, finally just,
let me make something else happen.
Like, what I mean? I got a hit. I'm on base. Wow. Like, this feels nice. Like, it's been a little while. Like, and then next thing you know, you're getting picked off. It's like, bruh, I get it. The emotion, again, we've been having this conversation about Gleyber for, the better part of 2 weeks at this point.
Yeah.
That, he's an emotional guy and the mental aspect to his game is a very big one. But
right.
I mean, 2 hits yesterday, I think, for Gleyber. And that's a good sign. That's something that we welcome as Yankees fans.
Of course.
But the mental mistakes, he also made a really good play. Later in the game. Which I was really excited to see in person. It was a heads up play. The ball that got hit off the base. If he wouldn't have been paying attention, that shit would have got ugly. Because I think Volpe was. I mean, granted,
he fell.
Yeah, you can't charge all the way, especially when it's coming directly at the base. Right. But I feel like Volpe got like kind of caught in between, and then it went off the base, and he's like, oh fuck. So, but Gleyber was like really right on it, heads up. So there's again. We're not just talking the negative here. We are looking at the positive, with Gleyber and the silver lining. But at the same time, it's like the mistakes when they're that bad, it almost overshadows, the positive that you were able to produce.
Correct.
Yeah.
And even with, just so everybody's aware that I'm not putting this game on Gleyber Torres. Even with Gleyber's pickoff, the Yankees should have still scored 5+ runs. Easy.
Yeah.
I mean, without Gleyber Torres, he didn't have the opportunities with the bases loaded that a lot of other guys did. Stanton coming up in that situation against a lefty. I said in my head, I remember when he came up, I said, I actually really like this matchup for Stanton. Come to find out, he doesn't hit Alex Wood. And Alex Wood was throwing 92-mile-an-hour fastballs right by him like it was nothing.
Literally.
Right by him.
I was looking all night. I was like, is he throwing cheese? Like,
how many times you looked at the velocity on the scoreboard?
Every time. I can't. I'm like, look, when it comes to pitching, it's like I go to baseball games and I probably don't pay attention to anything more than I pay attention to who's on the mound. This guy's throwing 92, Pete. He's throwing 92. I think there was an occasional 93 or whatever, but he wasn't throwing anything.
Bro, everybody is lighting this dude up like it's the 4th of July. He came to the Yankees and he's like, all right, let me get my ERA under 7. And he
crazy.
did. He was able to get his ERA under 7. What are you gonna do?
It's probably way under 7 now. He went what? He
5 2/3.
7?
5 2/3.
Pushing to the 6. Yeah. So good for you, bro. I mean, I don't know how he survived. I mean, because it was a high wire act all night. The Yankees had ducks on the pond, but when you're not scoring runs, when you're struggling to score runs, I guess you beat yourself.
Yep.
You beat yourself, and
hey,
that's what I saw yesterday. Hey yo, no Diddy, my bad.
No Diddy, okay, all right, little no Diddy action, but does not get easier for the Yankees, folks. We take a look. Yankees got 3 coming up against the first place Milwaukee Brewers in Milwaukee, and then they have 4 against the tied for first place in their very own division, Baltimore Orioles. I tell you what, I think if there was ever a test to begin the year for the New York Yankees, these next 7 games are no doubt about it a test. Yeah. Can the Yankees go 4-3? Can they go 5-2? It's going to be really interesting. It's going to be very, very interesting to see how the Yankees come out of these next 7 games against really good teams. It's kind of crazy to sit here and say that Milwaukee's such a damn good team after getting rid of a Cy Young Corbin Burns, but
and not having Brandon Woodruff.
And not having Woodruff, but their Wilson Contreras has been maybe an MVP candidate in the National League. He's been unbelievably good.
Yeah.
So it's going to be very interesting to see how this series goes. A game tonight, of course, guys, on Game Season Live. Luis Hill on the mound for the Yankees, coming off his best outing, by the way, looked fantastic against the Rays. What's your thoughts over these next 7? I mean, Do you agree? This is a tough stretch for the Yankees right now.
This is a very, very, very difficult stretch for the Yankees, especially with the biggest struggle that we're having right now being scoring runs.
Yep.
We're struggling to score runs. We're going up against a guy tonight in Colin. I think it's Rhea. You can call it. His ERA is a 2. He's got a 2.08 ERA. Okay, so he ain't giving up too much, right? Joe Ross has got a 4. That seems a little bit more in our ballpark, but again, we just went against a guy with a 7 and couldn't muster more than 1. Okay, and then for the finale, we got Tobias Myers, who is sporting a 1.8 ERA, but of course, just the 5 innings pitched, so it's early for him, right? It's early.
Yep.
Right. Though this series against Milwaukee is a very good barometer for the Yankees. This one against Milwaukee. You can't overlook that team. They came into the Bronx last year. I don't know if people remember, but they came into the Bronx last year and played us really freaking hard. Like, that was a rough series to watch. I remember that. They just out hustled us that entire series. Like, it seemed like every bounce went their way, but that's what happens when you're playing good baseball and you're hustling, right? Yep. And they got the hits from people you didn't even expect. I mean, Adames and stuff like that or whatever. The Milwaukee Brewers are a baseball team. They got a team full of ballers, guys who come out there every day to play, who want to win. And they're putting some some decent arms on the mound against us right now, and we're struggling to get runs across the plate. So this is a very good barometer for the Yankees. I still think that with Stroman going, with Heel going, right? I like our chances.
Of course.
I like our chances, right? I like Rodon. Obviously, I don't like Rodon. I love Rodon.
It's my guy, man. I
love Rodon, and I love him against their lineup right now. Let's see how it actually pans out. But listen, knock on wood, Rodon has been everything and more to start the season.
Yeah.
He's been everything and more. And listen,
Nestor, same thing.
Nestor too.
Yeah.
Look, he struggled. He had one bad inning yesterday. Really.
Yeah.
He had one bad inning yesterday.
Yeah.
Gave up 3 runs, pitched into the 7th. You got to win that game for him.
100%.
You got to win that game for him. Rodon's performance the other day,
7 shutout, and you don't win. I mean, come on now.
That's unspeakable what the Yankees did to him the other day. He went 7 shutty for you. You got, I mean, not even 1 run across the board. Listen, that is what it is. But looking forward against this Milwaukee series, I'm like, okay, I like our chances. I like us to take 2. I like us to take 2 out of 3 here. When you move towards Baltimore, you got Clark Schmidt versus Grayson Rodriguez early on. This might sound crazy because, Grayson, top prospect, highly touted and stuff like that. At this point in the season, though, him and Clark are very similar.
Agreed.
They're very similar.
Agreed.
So what does that mean? That game should come down to the offenses.
Yep.
Right now, Baltimore is pretty hot. They're not struggling to get runs across the board.
That's a good damn offense, man. I love what Johnny said about them because these guys got a 3D printing machine. Just print these guys out. They all look similar. It's weird. They all look similar. Yeah, they're just animals.
Just called up Kerstad, another animal to join the zoo that they have down there in Baltimore. It's nuts. It's nuts. But like I said, that pitching should cancel itself out. If the offense shows up, maybe we can take it. If not, then we'll see. Dean Kramer, not a guy that is difficult for the Yankees to solve. We have history.
Yeah, they hit him
Judge
well,
has got a lot. Yeah, Judge has got at bats against him. Stanton, pretty much everybody. Because Verdugo's was on the Red Sox, so he's seen him a lot. Like, listen, Torres has seen him. Rizzo's seen him. Game 2 is a game that we need to win against Baltimore.
No doubt.
Nestor on the mound. Kramer going for them. That's a game that we absolutely positively have to have. The calendar turns over to May. Game 3, they're sending out Corbin Burns. I mean,
well, what's his ERA this year? What is he looking like?
276.
Okay, so Corbin Burns is Corbin Burns is being Corbin Burns. Is what you're saying?
Put it like this, right? Corbin Burns, because we flipped our rotation when we went up on that last road trip. I still don't know why. So Corbin Burns is matching up with Luis Gil that day. ERA wise, they're exactly the same. Luis Gil is 275. Corbin Burns is 276. The difference here is walks and hits per inning, Luis Gil is a 1-2. Corbin Burns is under 1.
Yeah.
And innings pitched, Corbin Burns is already at almost 30 innings pitched, whereas Luis Gil hasn't even touched 20.
Yeah, so Corbin's obviously doing what Corbin does. He's giving you all those innings.
Literally, Corbin Burns, I mean, the strikeouts, they're identical, 29 and 29. Gil has struck out as many as Corbin Burns with 10 less innings. That's shouts out to Luis Gil for that.
Yes, his stuff-wise.
But the walks, Gil's walked 17, Burns has walked 5. So
17 walks. My God. How many innings overall? What, 18?
19-2.
19. My God.
19 and
my goodness.
2/3 innings. So
that's almost a walk. That's almost a walking inning. That is absolutely insane.
Basically,
that can't continue.
Basically, I say all that to say game 3, much like game 1, looks like an Orioles victory, but you never know.
You got to play him.
You
got to play
him. And then game 4, I'm not playing with game 4. And I'm going to tell you why. Carlos Rodon is going to go in game 4. All right. We're going against Cole Irvin. He has almost a 5 ERA right now, Pete. He has almost a 5 ERA with a couple like an inning more pitch than Luis Gil. Pitching to almost a 5. Okay? Cole Irvin is a left-handed pitcher. Okay? Soto should hit him. Judge needs to hit him. Stanton should be able to hit this guy. Rizzo, I don't know. The jury's out. I
don't know if Rizzo's hitting anybody.
Yeah.
And another thing
the jury's out. But I look at Cole Irvin, I look at his stuff, and I don't see why the Yankees should struggle. But then again, we just struggled against Wood last night. The way I'm looking at that Orioles series,
damn Wood.
The way he gave us his wood last night. That's what he did. He walked in the Yankee Stadium and said, "Here's my wood, bend over," and he just gave it to them for 6 innings. But the way I'm looking at that
6 innings,
the way I'm looking at that Orioles series, bro, is ideally, at the very least, it's a split. If the Yankees show up, those first 2 weak Yankees show up, we can take 3 or 4 from them.
Yeah, and that would be huge. I mean, if the Yankees ever go into Baltimore and take 3 or 4 from that team, that's an absolute slap in their face. No doubt about it. Baltimore, look, no matter what people want to say about the Yankees, Baltimore people believe they're the team to beat, not the Yankees. People believe that around baseball.
They won the division last year, and they brought back pretty much the same team and added Corbin Burns. How could they not be, right?
So for the Yankees to go out there and do that would be absolutely huge. We got a couple of super chats I want to look at. Some stats on the Yankee side, and then we're going to go right into your guys' voicemails. You have absolutely loaded us up today. We got a ton of voicemails. Alex says, I'm surprised at the Yankees starting pitching squad. They are doing their part with Cole out. The offense needs to get their shit together 100%. We're going to talk about that now. Yanks fan 84 says, I blame Angel Hernandez for half of the walks. Okay, I guess for Luis Gil. Okay, he's blaming Angel Hernandez. I don't know how many times Angel Hernandez was the umpire. Okay, little Angel Hernandez hate. Okay,
has he home plated a game for the Yankees this season?
I think he has for the Yankees this year. Yeah, he definitely has. I forgot which game it was though. Might have been a Luis Gil start. Might have actually been a Luis Gil start. Yeah, I do remember one though that
day that he walked half the world.
I don't think so.
Because that was the Blue Jays start, right?
I believe so. Yeah,
I believe so. I don't think Angel Hernandez was home plate for that game.
Yeah, I don't pay too much attention to the umps. Unfortunately, sometimes umps make their it was for somebody. Yeah, Philo saying it was the Luis Gil. It was a Luis Gil start. Mm-hmm. When he pulled him to the side, was that the one with the balk? Was that the balk game?
The balk.
It was against the Jays, yeah. That's what they're saying. It was against the Jays.
No, but the balk was against Oakland. We just saw the balk that he balked in the run.
Was the one against the Jays when he walked everybody, wasn't it? When he had like a shit ton of walks.
That was Angel Hernandez behind the plate.
That was apparently Angel Hernandez, yeah.
Oh, brother.
That's what they're saying right now. But anyway,
Anywho,
let's go ahead and look at. I wanted to bring this up because this to me is pretty significant. I want to look at OPS, and I don't think. Let me see if I move this over anymore. I can't. All right, so you guys are gonna have to take my word on this because it cuts off a little bit. But I got this sorted by OPS, so you can see who's in the lead here. The Yankees can't win like this, folks. Just so everybody's aware, and I think you guys already know this. You're smart enough. The Yankees can't win like this. Gleyber Torres is a 519 OPS. Anthony Rizzo got a 666 OPS. Aaron Judge got a 693 OPS. Oswaldo Cabrera, 719. Fine.
Respectable.
Stanton, 733. Can't do it. Verdugo, 754. Okay. Volpe almost at 800. And of course, Soto flirting with 1,000. He's done everything he can possibly do to help this team win. But with what the Yankees are doing right now in the power department, they're not hitting for power. The Yankees are not hitting for power at all. And let's be honest here. This is a team who you look at this offense and you go, they're going to put up power numbers. They're going to hit homers. They haven't hit homers yet.
You look at the pitchers that we faced, and then the power numbers should have been 1,000% better. Just
should have been through the roof.
Look at the arms that Oakland sent out against us. Listen, I'm not there trying to shit on these guys because I know they're working to be better and everything, but when you're throwing 92-mile-an-hour fastballs to some of the best power hitters in baseball, the outcomes should be different. They just haven't been there.
Yep.
And look at how low Judge was on that list. Just like put the numbers aside.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Are the Yankees going anywhere if Judge is not top 2 on that list?
No way. If Aaron Judge doesn't turn around and become Aaron Judge, Soto ain't gonna carry this team himself. Can't do it. Can't do it.
As much as Soto has literally overachieved to start the year,
it's been amazing.
At some point, it's like, you know that at some point Soto is gonna kind of come back to earth a little bit.
Yeah.
If Judge is not going by then, it's gonna be looking really freaking bad.
Yeah, because Soto's gonna be, and this is why we wanted this pair so much. This is why I talked about it myself for so long, because I always said Soto walks, he gets on base, Aaron Judge drives guys like that in. Judge has not had that on this team for a long time.
Yeah.
So he needs to be that guy. This is a duo type deal for the Yankees. Is you can't have Soto performing and Judge doing nothing. You got to have both of these guys at that same level.
Yep.
Because when that happens, they are going to be a tough team to beat. They're going to be two guys that are going to be very, very tough to pitch around. Yeah. But the problem right now is we haven't seen Aaron Judge at all this season. I'm talking about even spring training.
No.
Judge didn't homer in spring.
No.
We haven't seen Aaron Judge be Aaron Judge. The one time that I remember really looking at it and go, damn, there we go, was the homer in Cleveland. When he hit the bomb to left center field, and you're like, okay, that's the Judge that I remember. You know, that's the Judge that he needs to be. And I don't know if it's an injury. I don't know if it's timing. I don't know if there's a little bit mechanics off. And once he finds that, he's going to be fine.
Yeah.
But holy shit, Judge just doesn't look like Judge. And we'll see what happens. But you go into May and this guy's still hitting under 200. I think you really got to start getting nervous now about what happened.
The point that you're making, there's no better like image of it than if you look over on the West Coast and you look at what the Dodgers have been able to do offensively.
Right.
And then you look at Mookie Betts' numbers paired with Ohtani's numbers. There's two guys hitting well into the 300s with OPSs well over 1,000.
Yep.
Slugging up there. Everything's up there. On base is up there. Like, yeah, your offense is going to be humming when you got the two guys who are the best hitters on your team doing that. And then, of course, Freddie Freeman is no slouch himself.
Facts.
You look at the Yankees, it's been Soto and everybody else. It's been Soto and everyone else. And at the end of the day, it can't be that. It can't. It can't. So that's a really good point that you're making. And if anybody's wondering what it could look like when the two of them are, themselves and going, just look over at what the Dodgers offense looks like with Ohtani and Betts. That's what we have on this side. If anything, I made the argument at the beginning of the season that I think that a healthy Judge as Aaron Judge and Soto as Soto, I think the two of them are better than Betts and Ohtani together.
I agree.
But we just haven't seen it.
Let's not forget how great Aaron Judge is, folks. That's the one thing. Let's not forget how great Aaron Judge is the best hitter, in my opinion. He's the best hitter in baseball when he's healthy.
I agree.
When he's healthy and he's good and he's going strong, I don't think there's a better player in baseball than Aaron Judge. But
me neither.
We got a ton of voicemails. We still got a while to go. So we covered everything that we wanted to cover. Now we want to hear from you guys. Let's jump right into the first voicemail of the day. Here we go.
Joey doesn't like it. He doesn't like it. Anyway, this is Joey from the Bronxy. And Joey doesn't like it. Losing to the frickin' A's like that on a game that we should have won.
Facts.
You were absolutely right, Pete. These are the kinds of L's that we're going to look back on and say, fuck, if we had won those, we could have made the wild card or we could have made the playoffs, whatever it is. And this is exactly what makes it difficult for me to rate this team. When they're clicking, they're really clicking. It's like you're watching a playoff or a World Championship Series or whatever it is.
Yep.
And when they're slumping all together. It's like 2023 all over again, or worse, leaving a village on bases. What is it with that? Somebody needs to really look into that. Who else leaves this many fucking people on base? It must be some sort of a record or something, but I don't know. I don't get it. Is it just, this is the nature of baseball. It's a long-ass season. It's a roller coaster, up and down. You can't judge a team by any one given game. The worst team can beat the best team and vice versa. Is it that? Something specific to the Yankees that are an even exaggerated version of that.
Yeah.
I can't fucking put my finger on it. Perhaps you guys can help me out. Please explain this shit to me. Is this normal over a given 162 game season, or is there something even more extreme? The Yankees, please explain this shit to me. It will be much appreciated. Anyway, keep doing what you're doing, and I'll talk to you guys later.
Appreciate it, Joey. Thank you so much, man. And look, I'm gonna just continue to say what I've been saying for years now, going back to Boone's first year. This team just looks like they don't have a game plan ever. I mean, and even when they win, they win. And I know everything feels good when they win, and everybody's excited when the Yankees win because, of course, you're winning games. You're feeling like you're doing things right. But the problem with this team is when the offense doesn't click. How do they win games? How do they get games won? The other day, we're watching that game in Oakland, and everybody's screaming. I'm sitting there screaming, bunt. When Trevino comes up, everybody knew a double play was coming.
Yeah.
It was the most obvious move to try to win a ball game. And that, to me, lies the problem with this team. When the offense is hitting, of course, they got enough talent to win any game, to make any manager look like a genius. The problem with this team is now, when a team like this needs to get a run across the board, are you looking to bunt? Do you sit there and tell your team, guys, look, this guy's tough today, move runners over, whatever we got to do, try to hit the ball, And when people hear that, they go, it's easier said than done. When you're a professional ball player, that's why they're there. That's why they're professional ball players. I'm not saying do this against Mason Miller. When Mason Miller comes in the game, you lost. At that point, you're walking up to that bat going, hopefully he doesn't have it today and I can walk. Because not many people are going up there feeling comfortable against Mason Miller. So I don't fault the Yankees for that. But there's gotta be a way. And again, this is why I go to leadership. And I want to get to your guys' voices, but I want to get this point out here. This is why I go to leadership with this club. Because this is the time when we all look at them and go, but what are they doing? Like, what is the message to this team when they're struggling? Where is the bunts? Where is the stolen base? Where is the hit and runs to try to get something across the board during that time? They just don't do it. They don't play small ball ever. It's like they always wait for the homer.
Well, because what do the analytics tell us, Pete?
Exactly that.
The analytics tell us that, there's really no value in the bunt, that a strikeout is better than, trying to put that ball in play because at least, you stay out of the double play, stuff like that. And listen, it's hard to argue the strikeout point when you see how many double plays the Yankees hit into, but when the Yankees aren't hitting into double plays and they're just striking out, they're still not scoring runs at the end of the day. I mean, look, last night, you said it, a guy like Mason Miller, you don't have much hope up there, but what did Volpe do? He put the ball in play. The defense had to make a play. They couldn't. He got on base. That's what you do. That's what you do. But again, that starts at the top. I'm not talking about Judge there. I'm talking about the leadership, Boone, having those conversations.
And when you talk about somebody, just trying to make contact, I don't know if anybody saw this, but Francis said it in our chat. When Gary hit the homer off Chapman, it was 102 miles an hour up and away, and he just barely check swinged almost, and the ball just was a bomb to right, and that's all you got to do against a pitch like that.
Rough pitch. I mean, Chapman threw that 102,
102,
up and out,
up and away.
out.
Yeah,
That pitch that he threw, that's Mason Miller's MO. It's about 103 with Mason Miller. But what do you do in a situation like that? You do what Gary did. Gary's not he's not putting his biggest swing on it because it's coming at 102, so you don't got time for that. But yeah. He's like, I'm gonna try to, make contact with the ball. It's out over the plate. It's a cross. I'm not gonna try to pull that. I'm gonna go with it. He put it the other way. Oppo, home run. Like,
yep.
Again, when a pitcher's providing the power, that's what you do. We saw Devers do it to Chapman a couple times when Chapman was with us. I mean,
to left center. I mean, an Oppo bomb, which is, I mean, that's the same thing that Gary's was. That's impressive when you could do that.
Go with the pitch.
No doubt about it.
Go with the pitch.
No doubt about it. Let's get to the next one.
Big Pete, Macho King in the house. How you doing?
My guy.
Stay on the ground. It's been weeks since the last all rise, and I'm going through withdrawals, but I'm getting it together, and I'm staying macho, and here I am. Ticket. NYYU Day was a ravishing success from a community standpoint, and now we've achieved a whole other plane of reality. A macho plane where we've leveled up and we're on our way to a dimension of madness, and we're past the point of no return, you dig. And the 4Q of the day goes to the security goon at the Audi Club. You couldn't stay macho and try to assert the authority you never had. You don't know how close you came to getting elbow dropped by 100 maniacs, yeah. It looked like Beetlejuice shrunk your head, and at least the mystery is solved about who scoffed down all the Audi Club leftovers, yeah. They kicked you out of the fat boys and you're too short to play Fat Helper, yeah. I'd say see you in September, but we wouldn't want to be here, because you're going nowhere. But the Macho King is going to the next NYYU Day on September 14th, yeah. And we're all going to be there, loud and proud, and 50,000 strong, because after that, everybody's going to want to join NYYU. And even Hal Steinbrenner has to say, ooh, yeah, macho.
I mean, I don't know how do you follow that up? Like, you just can't.
You
Can't follow that up. But guys, I actually have some quick news. We just had our t-shirt approved for the September event. So now we have one more step that the team has to do, and the link is going to be out. So yes, next week you will have the link for September, and it's time to rock and roll, baby. Get everybody 360. We have to do it, folks. We have to do it. We got to get that done. Let's keep on with the voicemails. We got another GOAT calling in right now. Here we go. I got a feeling he might say something about Boone. Guy's a schmuck. This Boone's a schmuck.
Hey, Pete, your boy Simon calling from Bella Vista in New Haven, Connecticut. How you doing? You know what it is, Pete? I figured it out what the problem is. It's a conspiracy against these pitchers that the Yankee hitters don't want to hit. It must be. I mean, it can't be spitefulness or stupidity. I mean, do the Yankee hitters hate Cole because he pitched on the team that cheated the Astros, or do they hate Stroman or something? Or I mean, what's the reason?
What?
It can't be spiritual or spitefulness. What else is left? I mean, they're so fond of playing ping pong. I mean, I really think these pitchers need to go on strike and teach Boone a lesson. I mean, he treats him like garbage every single day, the same old thing. If he doesn't make it this year, he's out. Fire Boone! Fire Boone! So, Hal Steinbrenner, you have some man guts and fire Boone if he doesn't make it. Well, Pete, you have a good day. My mom sends her love to you, and next Friday's my birthday. I'm going to be 45 years old. Rock on. Smacky the likey, hitty the subby. And remember, Aaron Judge is a gift from God. Yeah. Bye, Pete.
Such a great tune that Aaron Judge is a gift from God. What an amazing tune that really is. I got to give Simon credit. On that one.
And breaking news, I just found out that I share a birthday with the GOAT.
Do you really? Look at that. You and Simon?
I share a birthday with Simon the GOAT, bro. For real.
Wow.
Next Friday. Next Friday's my B-Day. That's fire. We'll celebrate we'll celebrate, together remotely, man. Shouts out to you, Simon. God bless.
Look at that, man. My guy, Simon, man. Somebody said, who's that? Macho King said, breathe, Simon, breathe. Acevedo says, we need a manager. 2 runners, no out, a cold guy at bat, make him bunt. Don't care if he strikes out, but use all 3 chances to bunt. 29 double plays, number 1 as of today. Yeah, we know that's an issue with the Yanks, guys. We're gonna try to get to a couple of more voicemails. We're not gonna get to all of them today, but let's keep them going.
Man, that 4Q hits good.
I was about to say,
What's
what
up?
the? You taking a shit?
What's going on, Hill? How you doing, Pete? Francis, what's going on? Chat.
What up,
how
my
you guys
guy?
doing? I hope everybody had a great time at NYYU Day. I wasn't there. Hopefully I can make it in September. Anyway, I'm going to skip over last night's game. I don't even want to talk about it. Piss poor performance. Piss poor. That's the only way I can put it. I want to give a shout out, though, to Nestor and Clark Schmidt. Hell of a job, Net. Especially Clark Schmidt. From a 5 guy, what's he have, like a 3.5 ERA, something like that? You can't ask for anything else. But also, I just wanted to comment on Austin Wells. I'm on the whole, let's get Austin Wells at bat, consistent ABs. I think he needs it. He's used to getting it in the minors. Let this kid with the future on the team get his ABs, like you've said. But Jose Trevino, I mean, as long as he's hitting, there's no reason to take him out. But once he, I guess, comes off his little hot streak, I guess if you want to call it that, then Austin Wells needs to get ABs. Anyways, let's wipe yesterday's game, worst game of the season. Let's get after it. Hope everyone has a great day. All right, talk to you later.
Yeah, just to touch on that really quickly when it comes to Austin Wells, I mean, I'm at the point now where Trevino is hitting. You're not going to just go ahead and take Trevino out. But you got to seriously consider what you're going to do with Austin Wells if that is the case. If you're making your mind up now that Trevy's going to get the majority of these starts, and people could sit there and go, well, it's early, you got to wait. Not really. Not really in this type of situation. You got Carlos Narvaez in AAA. I don't believe he's hitting too well. I think he's hitting under 200 in AAA right now. But you got to figure out a way because Austin Wells is supposed to be your future at catcher. And you cannot have it where this guy is not playing the majority of games. You just can't. If he's not getting, if it's a 50-50 split, he shouldn't be up here. And my understanding, and I think all of our understanding was he hit so damn well in spring training. It was looking that there was even rumors about it that he was going to get, 70% of the playing time when it came to the Yankees. And once the season began, it was like, no, we've had this plan set. It's going to be about 50-50. And he just has not been able to get consistent playing time. And I do believe that is something that's affecting this kid.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I can't disagree with that. I mean, we spoke about it, a couple of weeks ago and even on the live stream before the event. If we're gonna have any real expectations for Wells, we got to kind of give him the opportunity to meet those. And thus far in the season, he hasn't had those opportunities. Granted, that you'll get the pushback from people. Well, what has he done with the opportunity he's been given thus far? Not much. It's true.
Yeah.
But with a young player, it's about consistency. It's about giving them the reps. I mean, with Volpe, last year he struggled the entire season. But did he ever lose his job at shortstop?
Never.
Did he ever get benched?
And why is that?
Because they said this is our shortstop of the
Bingo.
future. We're rolling with him.
Yep.
If what Pete is saying rings true for our leadership and Wells is their guy going forward, I mean, you got to give him the reps.
Yeah.
And if you're not going to give him the reps up here, right? Because you're like, well, Trevino's our guy right now this season or whatever, then maybe you do need to explore sending him down and letting him get the reps down there regularly. But him riding the bench up here, I don't see how that's conducive to him getting better. I don't.
Agreed.
And he's not even getting pinch hit opportunities either. It's not like
not at all.
He's on the bench, but he's getting at bats late in games. Like yesterday was a nice opportunity. You probably could have brought him in. You didn't, right? And that's not the first time we've had a chance like that.
Yep, and that's what's been happening and why I've been ripping my hair out my head. Alex says, ever since the Aaron Judge is a gift from God jingle came out, Judge been slumping, and by the only one who realizes, nah, Alex, don't do that. No. The jingle's too good, bro. Don't blame the jingle. Don't blame the jingle. It's not the jingle's fault, bro. Don't do that to us. No, don't do that to us.
And Aaron Judge is a gift from God. Yeah.
Come on, that jingle. Look, I don't care if it ruins Judge's career. I'm playing it. I don't give a shit. I love that damn jingle. I'm
career.
playing that shit, damn it. The hell with it. Let's keep them going, guys. You got like 2 more voicemails to go to.
Hey, yo.
Joey Bag of Donuts. Over here.
Over here. Good morning, everybody. Pete, how you doing? Listen, I'm not going to hype on this last series too much. We split it. Get out of town. My takeaway for the series is going to be that Gleyber and Judge look to be turning things around and looking to be starting to hit the ball. So hopefully we're going to be all systems go here shortly, and we're going to start terrorizing pitching staffs. It was awesome seeing you guys up there above me at the game the other day. I wish I could have came up and said hi, but we all know how that works. But much love to everybody, and let's go Yankees.
Yes, sir.
Facts, my guy. Yeah, no doubt about it. We were high rolling.
Yeah.
Francis, we were doing a little high rolling over there, okay?
Little Hollywood Francis action, okay?
Yankee said, hey, look, man, you guys are our guys. You go ahead. We'll put you up in that Delta. I'll tell you what, I did feel a little, I felt a little something in that Delta suite, though. That thing was fire.
You're right. That's
Delta's fire, bro.
Hell of a way to watch a baseball game.
Yeah, let me just tell everybody, if you've never sat in Delta, do yourself a favor, at least one time or so, do it.
Yeah,
check it out. Like it's really, really nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, really nice. Oh, we got the one, the only DJ Stelio calling in, and DJ Stelio's done this a couple of times that he just somehow calls in at the right time to like end the show. So, guys, by the way, too, we got 17 likes and 100. We need to hit 100 likes, guys. Come on now.
Come on.
We got 150
up,
plus.
baby.
And come on, smack it that like. You hit the damn subby. We're also 2 subbies away, by the way, from 25,200. So, smacky to like. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Here we go.
Yeah, what up, Simonetti and Franchico Bean? It is the one and only friendly neighborhood DJ Studio calling in again. What's up, guys?
How you doing?
How
you doing?
First things first, man. I'm gonna keep saying it. Yo, 420, man, it was a freaking blast, man. Besides Michael, ruining it for us, but
Michael Myers.
All in all, it was amazing. Yankees 2-2, man, with the A's. I mean, I'm not happy, but I'm not upset about it either because the Athletics have a better pitching staff than, a lot of people give them credit for. And the fact that they're not in last place in that division, man, it's the Houston Astros. Like, people really thought we had to sweep them just because of their record. Nah, man, that doesn't mean anything. But, it is what it is. A lot of people want to complain about this and that. So, let's just hope that they don't have a losing record with Milwaukee and Baltimore this upcoming road trip, man. What do you see? What is it, 10 games or 9 games? Either way, man, they got to go. If it's 10 games, 7-3 or 6-4. If it's 9 games, they got to go 5-4 or maybe 6-3 or whatever. You know what I mean. But, all right, guys, before I go, man, let me hit you guys with a little jokey joke. Why did the belt go to jail? Because it held up a pair of pants. peace.
This guy, man, what are you going to do? He got a book. I mean, he has a book. What are you going to do?
He has a book.
He got to use the book, guys. I mean, I know people sit there and go, these jokes are bad. I mean, he has a book. He got to utilize the book. What do you want him to do with it?
It's a fact.
You know what I
It's a
mean?
fact.
So, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You have a book. It is what it is. But with that being said, guys, we're gonna get ready to wrap up here. But I will say this. Matter of fact, I wanted to respond to DJ Steele on that one. But you can't split a series with Oakland no matter what. I mean, Oakland, you have to win the series. There's no way, no matter what you want to say, Houston's in last place. They're not in last place. They got a good bullpen. All that is understandable. The New York Yankees cannot split a series with the Oakland A's. They got to win minimum 3 or 4. You don't have to guarantee a sweep, but you got to win a minimum 3 or 4 against a team like Oakland. You can't sit there and split with that team and be happy leaving.
No
way.
I agree with you 1,000%. A sweep in a 4-game series, no matter who you're playing, is really difficult to come by.
Yep.
But 3 of 4 against Oakland is something that was very realistic, very doable. And if you look at the game last night, the Yankees had every opportunity to win that game.
Facts.
They had every chance to win that game. Nestor only gave up the 3 runs. The Yankees had opportunities to put probably 5, 6, 7 runs on the board, and they just didn't. They just didn't. So I think that's where, if you're going to look at something in that series, you're going to look at that fourth game and say you had too many opportunities to win that game, to not walk away taking 3 or 4, and you ended up splitting with a team that you probably should have taken 3 or 4 from. And that's where people are going to complain. But I will give him credit on that point that, Oakland is not in last place of it. Oakland's not. This is not the Athletics from last year. I'll say that.
No, definitely not. They're not. They're playing a better brand of baseball.
These aren't last year's Athletics. This team they're playing to win a hell of a lot more. But with all that said, the Yankees, I'm sorry, buddy, you should not be splitting with them if you're the Yankees and you got any team with World Series aspirations shouldn't be losing series to them or splitting series with them. That's my point. Yeah.
Agreed 100%. Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to All Rise. We appreciate you so damn much. We're gonna have NYYST's episode is gonna drop probably. It's gonna just drop as a regular video because they had to pre-record that, and today we are stacked. So I have that drop in. I would say maybe 3, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, maybe. Nice. Probably around 5. I don't have it all in my head right now. But the one thing you all need to tune in: 7 p.m. We are dropping the vlog video for the event. I need all of you in that premiere. I'm going to be in a chat again, 7 p.m. leading right into Game Season Live at 8. You guys got to be there at 7 o'clock. Make sure you tuned in. The premiere is ready to go, and it's a very, very good one. Sit back for about 30 minutes and relax and watch it. It's really, really good. Gives you a great idea of what these events are all about. So until next time, guys, we out, baby. Peace.
Top 10 radar, yeah, we on your radar. Never miss, dog, and that's on occasion. Yeah, we on your radar. Yeah.
Hey, look, top floor lifestyle, chef and boy, I'm cooking up. Way too high, ain't coming down. You see me if you looking up. I don't really talk too much, so I'm running numbers up. Lucky that I'm strolling up, I'm going off, they know what's up. Wrist too silly, yeah. Numbers crack the billy, yeah. Don't need no dilly, I'm too fresh, I feel like really, yeah. Feel the duffels up the sign, I need a million. I'm about to take off, and I know that I'm on they radar.
Top